Here is a Subaru Impreza. Before we get started though, let me give a quick shout out to Naya Motors Inc. for letting us use the car today to film the videos. They are a used car dealer here in Ottawa, Canada. Check out the link in description for their entire inventory. Now let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and open the driver's side door. Now right when you open the driver's side door on the left side there, that's the primary hood release lever. Pull it in front of the vehicle right on top of the Subaru emblem there. You gotta put one finger in there and push it left. That's the secondary hood release lever. Push it left, at the same time lift up the hood. This hood requires a prop rod to keep it in place. So grab the rod, put it in that slot in the hood with the arrow marking it right there. Once the rod is in there, let it go. Now it's secured in place, it's not going anywhere. Now once the hood is open, right over there, that's your battery. Now for this job you will need either a 10mm wrench or a 10mm socket ratchet combination, but it has to be a deep socket, like a long one. A short one will not work. First we'll take off that black negative terminal wire off, loosen it up, and the idea is just to loosen it enough that we can get the wire off the battery post. Yep, it's off. Now we need to get it out completely, so loosen that nut over there and then pull it up. Alright, now you can get the negative black wire out of the way. Tuck it away safely. Let's get this red plastic cap off. So to pull it from the back there, get that off. Now let's repeat this process of losing the positive terminal wire. Again, loosen it enough that we can get it out the battery post. Okay, that's off. Now the retaining plate. The retaining plate is held in place by those two rods. The rods are going in that hole over there. So what we have to do is we have to loosen up this nut, right, and loosen it almost all the way. Then the rod will be loose, and then you'll be able to get it out of the hole over there, like that. See that? That's off. Now, if you loosen this enough, there will be enough play in the retaining plate that you'll also be able to just get the second rod out of that hole over there as well. If you're not able to, you can just loosen this nut a few turns as well, and then you'll be able to easily get that rod out. For now, let me just get this out, and then once I get the battery out, I'll show you what that hole looks like for the backside rod over there. Okay, so just get the plate off. Now let's get the battery out. We have to sort of shift the battery inwards, but for that you have to first make sure that there is nothing in its way. Tuck that positive terminal wire away. Now you can get the battery out. If you want, you can take out that plastic plate and clean it and put it back in. Up to you. Now let's look at that hole where the backside rod went into. That's what the rod looks like. Again, now if there was enough play in the retaining plate because you loosened the first rod not enough, you should be able to just wiggle this second rod and just shake it and get it out. But if you're not, again, just loosen the nut and you'll be able to. Just get this jacket off the old battery. Let's look at the old battery. Let's get all the specifications because that's what you'll need to get the new battery. Know the markings of the negative and positive terminal on the battery. For now, I'm just going to put this jacket back on the old battery because I'm just going to put this back in the car. But in your case, you'll have to get a new battery, put the jacket on it, and place the battery in. Note the position of the positive negative terminals. Let's put the retaining plate in. And first, we'll focus on the backside rod. Note the position of the retaining plate. See, that's how it goes into the hole over there. And once it's in hole, keep some pressure on that plate so that way there's no slack in the backside rod, because if there's slack, it's going to come out of the hole. It's just going to cause you more work. So keep some pressure on the retaining plate. Get this other rod in place, get it in its hole, tighten this down all the way, tighten the other one down as well if you loosened it. And now let's try moving the battery. The whole point of the retaining plate is to keep the battery in place. If it's not moving, that's good. Let's put the positive terminal wire back on. Make sure it goes down all the way like that. Yep, that's good. Now let's tighten it up. And the goal is to make sure that we tighten it enough that it doesn't move around, so the connection is never disturbed. Now let's put the red plastic cap back on. Position it like that and push it down, and now it's clipped on. Let's do it for the negative one as well. And right when you do that, you'll see some sparks, and that's totally normal. Get the black negative wire on completely. Get that nut on. Push it down. Just push it down for this time around. And let's tighten this up. And this is not moving either, so that's good. Let's review it. We put the rods back in its place. Then we tighten those two nuts over there. Then we put the positive terminal on, tighten that, put the plastic cap on, the negative terminal wire on, tighten that, and that's good. Let's try turning the car on, see what happens. Put the key in. Everything's looking good. Let's start the engine now. And that is looking good. No lights on. That's the handbrake one. See, I'm gonna take it off. Okay, see that light's gone now. So everything's working fine. No warning lights, nothing. Everything is working. The fan is working. The music system is working. So it's looking good. Everything is looking good over here now. To close the hood, first you have to take the load off the prop rod to push it. Get the rod out of the slot. Put it back in its place like that. Lower the hood and slam it shut. Hope you found it useful.